Another question. Game, what do you think of Recovery?
Classic. I love it. Yeah.
M's back?
Eminem is Eminem. If you notice in hip hop, Eminem is the only rapper that nobody ever wants a problem with, including myself, man. Eminem is like the most lyrically insane. Even when I was going at 50 and me and Dre wasn't seeing eye to eye, man, I stayed away from the white dude, because he a problem. You know what I'm saying? I understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like Eminem, I don't think it's a rapper he won't slay. And you don't even want a war with Eminem. He crazy.
He was talking about how he was going to pick fights. If he were to come at you with like a industry beef, what would you have done?
Run. Yeah, Eminem is. You don't understand. I'm a hip hop artist, and I'm one of the biggest ones in the world. You don't want a beef with Eminem. He shreds. He shreds MCs, like, for real. And I ain't his best friend or nothing. I'm just saying, I understand that he can't be seen by nobody. Jay know, everybody know. You don't mess with the white boy.
All right, Game.
Let's talk about this moment, because that was like the OG Slim Shady back in the day. And we were on the stage with him. How did you guys end up linking up for the first time?
That might have been probably the first time we really actually linked up. If not, it was probably a real brief moment before that. But even before I met him, I was introduced to Eminem music on the 1998 Smoke and Groove tour.
Okay, so let me throw some names out. Somebody said right now Eminem is the king of rap. Why would you say he's not?
You got to come with a better name. That ain't even worth.
All right.
Because I ain't playing Eminem in my car.
Okay.
You playing in yours?
When he drops something, usually the week of.
You sliding around playing Eminem in your car, you and your old lady?
Nah, just Dolo. Like
just Dolo playing Eminem, just metaphors.
Yeah, bars,
just going
bars. Because there's something for every occasion. When you ride a Dolo, like you wanted like.
You hell.
Right.
Yo, craziest shit just fucking happened. Eminem just said my fucking name on his goddamn song on his new album. This shit is crazy. Listen.
I inspired the Hopsins, the Logics, the Coles.
Whoa! Shit! Oh, shit! What the fuck? I didn't even know he knew who the fuck I was. God damn! He said don't tell him about the culture, implying that I'm part of the culture. Oh, shit, man. I gotta call my mom. Fuck!
And Wyclef tells me to come on his tour bus. And at the time, we all had started to really build like the crazy latest state-of-the-art studios on our tour bus. So I get on the bus. He has a 6-song EP of Eminem. And I think by the 3rd song, I was losing my mind so much as I was coming up the stairs to get on the bus. I couldn't even make it onto the bus because I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
So I know you saw Eminem Cypher. How did you feel about it? Did he kill it or not?
He's a real nigga. That's all I'm gonna say. That's what real niggas do. He did what he was supposed to do. And it feels good to have a white man to do it, to say what we've been wanting to say for a long time, and to make it stick with a point to where you understand that it's not about color. It's about, speaking what's real. It's about spirits. Like he's one of us, not based on his color, but based on his spirit. And he's just speaking on something that, that's troubling to him. That's like it's troubling to the rest of us.
I'm wilding out so much at the entrance of the bus that I broke the windshield of the tour bus on Wyclef's bus with my head.
What?
And it was probably like a couple $1,000 to repair. But the thing about it is, for me, when your music is that compelling that you don't even have time to think, you just react, it's instinctual, that's when you know that the music is touching your soul.
Newsflash M. I heard the album. And because I think you don't really know all the members that were in the group, I don't really think you know our history. Let me tell you what Joe Budden has thought this entire time. I've been better than you this entire fucking decade. Huh? Can't say that back then. Can't say that back then.
I fell in love with Eminem from that day and has held him in one of the highest regards as probably one of the most profound wordsmiths and lyrical masters of the microphone. Period. Being able to perform with him on MTV Spring Break back in '99, it was crazy because I was fresh off the heels of being a fanatic of hearing his music for the first time.
Who calls you and tells you that Eminem has taken an interest?
It was Tim. It was my A&R Interscope. He called me, and I was like, that's cool and all. You feel me? Like, I'll be more so having to see stuff happen before I just listen and stuff. And I was like, that's cool. But then he flew me out, I think, like, maybe the next day or 2 days later, and I met him. And yeah, it was lit after that.
To Detroit?
To Detroit, yeah.
And you went to the crib?
No, we went to...
The studio?
What was it? Yeah, some big-ass studio. It was like a big-ass mansion, honestly, but it got a studio in it.
What did you think of the Marshall Mathers OP2?
What I think of the Marshall Mathers OP2? I'm still scared to listen to it. I'm scared to listen to it because that's my idol. You know what I'm saying? That's my idol, and I feel like he said all he has to say. You know what I'm saying? So, if, you know, I'm of course I'm gonna love anything he does. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I would hope people would be the same with me. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, have I listened to it? No. Am I scared to listen to it? Yes. Do I want to listen to it? Dude, I wanted to listen to it the second I even heard he was recording it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like scared to make that step. Like, because I don't ever want to look at my idol like, you know. And I hear so many different things, you know. But I mean, fuck people's opinions. I'll make my own. But I'll listen to it when I get off tour. In high school, my room looked like high school and middle school. I had a Eminem poster on my wall. It was the Eminem poster where he had like a great hoodie on, no shirt, and like matching gray sweatpants.
Well, first of all, how big an Eminem fan were you to start out with?
I love Eminem. Jay-Z, my favorite rapper all the time. I'm gonna just throw it out there. But I always loved Eminem growing up. Of course, every hood nigga love 8 Mile for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah, I just always love Eminem.
I think it's reasonable. I just rewatched it over the holidays. It was on a lot. I really think it's reasonable. Shawnee, we haven't discussed this, but I really think it's reasonable to argue that 8 Mile is the greatest rap movie of all time.
So you recently performed with Eminem in Hawaii to a huge. How many people were in the
stadium? I don't know.
It was a lot. It was a
stadium. It was a lot. It was like 30 to 50,000 people.
Yeah, insane amounts.
Yeah.
Wow. First of all, tell me, what does meeting Eminem mean to you? I mean, was that something that you listened to a lot?
I haven't been like. Yes, of course. Like he's the first rap verse I ever memorized on "Forgot About Dre," and. You know, I was so young. I remember my sister took 2 sides of a tape. I'm dating myself right now. But, these old cassette tapes, and she had it on each side of it that she had done for me. And, dude, I mean, it's Eminem, bro. You know what I mean? It's like the GOAT. Yeah, so
the GOAT, really.
I was excited that he, first and foremost, had invited me to come do the show.
How did that invite come through?
It's a long story. It's a long story. It's like...
We got time.
Yeah,
but I understand if you don't want to say it.
I can't explain, but it was very cool. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. But I get this invite from him.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's recognition from really the highest place. Right?
Insane. So we're in Hawaii, and I'm there, and I'm just like really stoked, and I know I'm going to meet him. But the whole time I was like, cool, like whatever, like it's all good. Like, yeah, this is cool. And even in the stadium, like I wasn't really nervous about the fact that I'm in a stadium. I was just excited. It was my first time performing in Hawaii. I've always wanted to perform, never had. So I was just excited. And then I didn't realize the magnitude of shit until, his security guards tell my security guards to tell me that it's time. And so it's like a 7-minute trek through the stadium. Like I get in like a car and I go through all the gnarliest shit. And we walk there, and I'm there with Paul Rosenberg, who's over at Def Jam. He's the president of Def Jam, and he's his manager. So I don't know if you remember those old the first songs he would do, and he would like Paul would call and be like, "You can't say this crazy ass shit," blah blah blah, and that was him. So we're there, and he walks me backstage, and who did I see first? I'm trying to remember. I think Alchemist came out. So Alchemist is an incredible producer. He's also a super ill spitter, and he's Eminem's DJ. And he's just like, I mean, he's worked with everybody. He's been around everybody, Primo and Dilla, and I mean, just huge staple in hip hop for me and for many others. And so he was super cool as shit. And then I saw Royce the 5'9", and Royce, me and him are homies. So seeing him made me a lot more comfortable, which was really awesome. And then Mr. Porter was there, and he was super cool. I didn't know. I was like, oh, I never met this guy. And he was just like so just cool and open and nice. And then Eminem came out. And Eminem comes out in a fucking hoodie, and he's like, "Rapkin in a napkin." No, I'm just kidding. Napkin. Just got candy. Boxes. No, he's talking normally. Anyway, so he walks out. super fucking cool, man. Just like so, he's like, hey, what's up? I'm nervous. And I'm like, hey, I'm fucking nervous. Like, I just let him know. I'm like, yo, you guys, if I'm being weird, this is a big deal for me. And I was like, look, I get it. And I wasn't trying to sound like, I didn't like say this because I didn't want to sound like an asshole, but it's like, I know what it's like when people are nervous to meet me.
Yeah.
You know, and they're like shaking and like crying and shit. But I get it. And I'm always cool about it. But I didn't want to come off that way. But I also didn't want to come off disingenuine. Like, what's up?
Yeah.
How's it
Hey
going?
man, nice to meet you.
Yeah. What's up, Marshall?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was genuine. I was just like, dude, if I seem a little weird or a little red in the face, it's because I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm so happy to be here with you.
Well, I'll say I saw you kind of gushing on
Twitter,
and I thought it was very sweet, very sincere.
Thanks.
I could tell you were so excited.
I was such a I think it's good. It's such a meaningful experience, and you were very expressive about that. I think that's very cool.
Yeah, it had to be so honest. But the cool thing, like, I've met a lot of people, and they've all, so many of them have been insanely cool, and they invite you in, and it's like, hey, what's up? And you guys just kind of talk for a while, and then, you know, if they want, because I'm not big on pictures. I don't want to invade anybody's space. I don't want somebody to think I'm there for a picture. But it typically tends to benefit both parties if you guys take a picture and post it on Instagram because everybody gets excited that you're together. But they were like, we want a picture. And I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. And so, you know, we took a picture, but the biggest thing was just talking hip hop. We talked about freestyles versus writtens versus like the era we're in and the time and the shit you could say and the shit you can't say. And he's like, I just say it. Like, you know, but it's just like all this stuff. It was a really special experience. And I won't really get into what we talked about because it's a memory for me.
Yeah.